Cheap.
Welcome to a brand new podcast, and this is the Oracle 19, and my name is Mr. Greatness. For any business inquiries, if you want to put your business on this platform that I mentioned pretty much weekly, you can email us at evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. And that's the same email if you want to make a free will offering to us, again, through our PayPal account. That's evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. We have different links to other affiliates, so you can definitely support us that way. www.linktree.com/evolutionoflondon. We have a Patreon account in which we have videos that's not posted on YouTube. That's www.patreon.com/evolutionoflondon. There you'll find digital artwork and consulting services as well. You could check out our baby shopping mall, which is www.evolutionoflondon.com. We have a whole wide range of products. That's men's, kids, ladies' clothes, jewelry, artwork, house products. Pretty much close to 20,000 different products for your everyday, all-day enjoyment. evolutionoflondon.com. Also check out evolutionoflondon.org. There you'll find custom clothes, accessories, digital products such as ebooks for personal as well as business use. So that again, that's evolutionoflondon.org. And finally, evolutionoflondon.store. STORE. There you'll find custom, actually not custom clothes, but we have clothing there, more clothing, games, DVDs, lotions, soaps, etc. evolutionoflondon.store. STORE. Check out the company Royalty 9 International. They make homemade candles, 12-ounce jars, 100% soy wax candles from scented to unscented. Now the scented candles is from frankincense, myrrh, jasmine, rose, vanilla, eucalyptus, just to name a few. So if you want to place an order, you can email the company royalty9international@gmail.com. And you can find them on social media, TikTok and Instagram, Royalty9 International. And again, the candles is over 35 plus hours of burning time. Very good, very great candles, very good quality. So definitely support Royalty9 International. Music, Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. We have a whole wide range of different beats. So once you go to his YouTube channel, you'll see his social media platforms, I should say. So definitely like, subscribe, and share to Cheap Limousine channel. And continue to train on YouTube, the Greatness 19 channel. Over pretty much close to 650 shows for your everyday enjoyment. So definitely like, subscribe, and share. It's very important for y'all guys to share the information. Please share the information worldwide to family, friends, and foe, and check to see if you still subscribe, because you know all this content, YouTube can get funny with shadow banning me. So definitely it's important to pass the information for me to keep this content flowing. And again, that's the Greatness 19 channel. And also support Mr. Evolution of London. That's our health and wellness channel. So definitely subscribe to that. Mr. MR Evolution of London. Just treat that as one word. And again, like, subscribe, and share to that also. Mr. Will, he's been a fitness consultant for over 15 years. So if you want to book a consultation, you can email him healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. Again, that's healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. And definitely support that. Also check out his website. It's growing, it's very amazing. www.wjaaccessories.com. You definitely will like it. A lot of different products there. Custom clothes, accessories, and digital artwork, digital products. So definitely you will like that. So www.wjaaccessories.com. DJ Panthro, he's an international DJ. So definitely if you want to book for him to come to your venue, DJ Panthro 519@gmail.com. Again, that's DJ Panthro, PANTHRO 519@gmail.com. So definitely support his brand. Also, you can find him on social media, YouTube, DJ Panthro 519, and Instagram and TikTok, DJ Panthro 519 as well. You have a bonus TikTok page, which is The Real DJ Panthro. So you like, subscribe, and share to his platform, DJ Panthro. Cindy's Place. She has custom clothes, accessories, digital artwork as well. www.cindysplace.org. Again, that's www.cindysplace.org. Now the Oracle 19 is on all major platforms. iHeartRadio, Anchor.fm, now Spotify for podcasters. Spotify, Google, Apple, Amazon Music, just to name a few. So any information I haven't mentioned would be in the description box of the Oracle 19 podcast. The Greatness 19 channel, Mr. Evolution of London. Both of those is on YouTube, of course. Rumble.com. Just type in the Oracle 19. And finally, www.theoracle19radio.com. All right, well, as usual, I always give my opinions / perspective on different topics. Definitely could be enlightening, which it is, and very interesting. So today we're going to talk about the secrets of mind control. The secrets of mind control. Yes, we're going to get very deep with this topic. And you find the secrets of mind control. Is this fact or fiction? For example, UFOs, pharmaceutical companies, Big Brother, which is cameras all over the place, military corruptions, the pandemic. Is this all a mind control cover-up? Now, I'll give you a little history of mind control. Now, this has been said. You can find information www.wanttoknow.info, wanttoknow.info, and /mind control. Now, there's been a lot of talk about this. Now, there's been declassified CIA documents date back January of 1953, which it give examples and stories of so-called, or I should say, alleged mind control. Why this is talked about? Now, in 1947, the CIA was established, and one of the main areas investigated by CIA was mind control. And this program was motivated by Soviet, Chinese, and North Korea use of mind control techniques. So the CIA originated its first program in approximately 1950 under the name of Blue Bird. This is MK Ultra. Officially began approximately 1953. Now in the 70s, CIA Director Richard Helm ordered the destruction of this mind control records. Question for me to you, was it really destroyed? Is it in somebody else's private office? We leave as that. We don't know, right? And there's been committees, Senate committees that been investigating this in the 1960s, going back and forth, explaining that it still exists and certain entities within government is still having this, projecting this mind, or still have this mind control status, or mind control project, I should say, still going on, allegedly. But my question for me to you, does this exist? This MK Ultra exists? And how can it, what techniques is used for mind control? Now, it's been said certain techniques in terms of mind control. See, I'm giving you a little history with a little, I'm just touching, giving you a little tidbit of the history and how government could perform mind control, allegedly. And then I'm going to include that in the everyday life later in the show, so walk with me. Now, one way that mind control can be implemented, let's say, hypnosis, right? So, can mind control be implemented through hypnosis? I think you know the answer to that. Can a person's personality be altered? Do government and / media can control your mind, alter your mind through different techniques of the media? Can this cause a certain amnesia, being under control? Does that exist? Now, there's many different techniques. Psychiatrists will explain that. Clinical hypnosis can be performed. You have to do your research. These scientists, these doctors explain these things. They give you examples. There's all over the internet, different books, lectures on YouTube, or you can Google it, explaining about mind control and how doctors can brainwash a person. So my question from me to you, can government do it? Are they still doing it? Does it exist? I gave you a little bit of an intro with the CIA. Do they perform it? There's a lot of movies that talk about this. My answer, of course. You see this in society, within the media. how, if you really look at it, how you could be brainwashed. Not difficult, because most people in society are sheeps, easily to control, and the ones that can't be controlled, they basically ostracize as being evil and no good, and you have to watch them. Again, the movie The Matrix can tell you everything you need to know. Watch that and just try to think of it a little deeper than just a movie. That's just one of many movies. So there's countless declassified information explaining CIA methods. Again, I gave you the website, but there's other websites that can confirm this. www.wanttoknow.info. Now, people will say that this is bogus and not true. Well, you decide. So, it's part of the secrets of mind control. And let's bring it to, let's say, everyday life. How can a person or an entity control your mind? A lot of people don't think their minds are controlled. Give you an example. If you type in the story of Jim Jones, he was a cult leader. He led over approximately 900 people to take their own lives in Guyana by poisoning themselves. And this was one man controlling almost 1,000 people. But that's just one example. Look up Jim Jones, not the rapper, Jim Jones, the cult leader. You see, in this day and time, mind control does exist. And for one, it can exist under fear. Yes, fear. The media is the biggest mind control entities on the planet Earth. And if you don't think government is a part of media, that's on you. Fear. Fear is one of the biggest things in modern day society, especially in North America. They call it also propaganda. Fear makes you not want to basically be a sheep. Now, granted, the fear is real, because even the information I'm talking about, if it's starting to be listened to by millions of people, is it far-fetched to say my life won't be, or my life will be in jeopardy? All of a sudden, a natural disaster might occur around my circumference, or I might get struck by lightning, or a random individual rob me for no reason and put a bullet in my head. Or maybe they will be blackmailing me, using family, friends, and foe to put all the worst things about me. Fear. Control the minds. If you're not careful, if you're not strong. Watch what you say, because if you say something crazy, the government will come down on you. The powers that be might get you. Fear. Mind control. The secret's in mind control. See, fear and deception. Deception, the way the media plays certain things out over and over. Foods that you're supposed to eat. For example, breakfast. We conditioned that breakfast constitute scrambled eggs, toast and bacon, and juice. That constitutes breakfast, mind control. And that is pushed from government to media to your medical physicians. Mind control. Now, that's the standard of breakfast that everybody, all citizens, supposed to eat, and that keeps us healthy. That's the standard. If we eat those every day in the morning, that will keep us healthy. We have to have 3 square meals a day. That's what's implemented within society. Mind control. They don't break down, government, media, your physicians, that you don't need to eat 3 times a day to survive. 1. 2, different people, different races are genetically different. Certain foods they can eat. Not every person genetically can eat the same type of food. It's like the animal kingdom. Lions eat different from elephants. Elephants eat differently from giraffes. Porcupines eat differently from beavers, but they all part of the animal kingdom. That's the same principle with humans. But again, we are conditioned to eat that type of meal for breakfast. So what if you're diabetic? Toast is starch. It changes over sugar. Orange juice, or juice in general, has sugar in it. Eggs has cholesterol, bad cholesterol. Meat, we're not originally meat eaters, or at least some of us. So when we all inhale that type of food, if you're diabetic, all of that is majority sugar and bad cholesterol. Now, the doctors will say in moderation. That is true. But in hindsight, you don't need that for breakfast to survive. Could be fruits and vegetables as your breakfast. Nuts included as your breakfast. And still get the same protein and still able to survive. And as far as your drink, water. You don't need juice. So you could get all your proteins you need from celery, cucumbers, an apple, nuts, and water. You could get your same principle if you're referring to breakfast. But we are conditioned, mind controlled, that we need that. That's one example. Another example, let's be for real. I talk about it on actually the very first show, this COVID pandemic jab. Now, my question for me to you, okay, this mysterious disease, this mysterious virus that occurred and shut down the world for 2 years. And it was suggested we need to take that, and a lot of us have taken that, and it's what it is. But my question from me to you, just a question. Do you know the ingredients of that medication that you have taken? Do you know the ingredients of it through and through? When you had to take that jab, do you know what you actually have taken? Most of you, 99% of you do not. Do you know the ingredients? Can you email me the ingredients through and through and the percentages of the ingredients? No, you can't, because you don't know. You just take it because you was told to and you was conditioned to. Let's be for real. And you was given stats, world stats, and every day, every morning, noon, and night, you was indoctrinated. The discussions of the jab was implanted in your head every single day. It wasn't a day that didn't pass during this pandemic that you wasn't indoctrinated with this information, bombarded with the information. You was given no break during the media, during your local media or national media. Every single day you was told about this situation. And you was given percentages. Percentages was shown it was getting higher, more people, and they show pictures of hospitals, and then they show people and with IV all over them, and then they just were indoctrinating you, and then they showing disasters where, especially in NY, people was being buried at parks. People was being buried at Hart Island for all my New Yorkers off of the coast of Long Island. People, that's just one of many places. So you was indoctrinated with this information over and over and over again. So most people, majority of people was fearful, say, okay, I gotta take this jab. Is this a form of mind control? Yes or no? Is this a form of fear? And fear can bring trauma. Trauma heightens your anxiety, and you becoming more agitated. Like, I got to deal with this because I got to get this, make this money, blah blah blah. Is a domino effect, and it comes from government, then media, then doctors, and all three entities have the same agenda and is pushing to you. Is this form of mind control? Yes or no? Maybe Mr. Greatness is off. Also, the words, certain key words. And again, this show here might just get flagged. So I'm just saying, because key words that I just mentioned brings up, it stimulates in the algorithms of government. Now I'm saying something you might not understand, but in the algorithms of government and entities and powers that be, they look, when you say certain key words, they start to flag it. And then they check you out. When you say CIA, White House, terrorism, those key words will be flagged. That's just how it goes. And then they start monitoring. You don't think I'm being monitored, even on a small level. I'm a nobody. You know, I'm not like a big leader or any leader for that matter. I'm just a regular person. But, you know, people pay attention. You don't think law enforcement don't pay attention? There's law enforcement, local or statewide or federal or above. I mean, listen, they got their eyes and ears open on all different levels, depending on who you are. If you just a local person, let's say a local politician or a local leader or whatever, you don't think you're being watched? They got police and law enforcement checking out. They get paid just to check out the social media of different platforms every day. So I'm no different. But again, I'm a nobody, so it's not really no threat. But let me start talking, straight talk. Let me start talking this and get deeper every episode. And you watch. And you will see the controversy all of a sudden will percolate about me. All the negative stuff that have been in my life will be brought up and in lies on top of that will be added on. That's part of the game of life. And they will use all different sources of family, friends, and foe, women of the past. They'll pay them off for it. The women would do it for free. Because, hey, that's just how it is. That's the game of life. And they will say all the hateful things, and I'm the worst of worst, and it will stimulate from the information I'm putting out there. This is the game. Mind control. The secrets of mind control. Nowadays, people, you don't even have to pay people to destroy. We self-destruct on our own. Powers that be will tell these women and stuff, hey man, he's a bad guy, right? And then you wind them up and they will just say what they say because most people is not loyal anyway. And they easily influence. That's the game, the secrets of mind control. Hey, look at, September 11th, and for all you people maybe was born around that time, you have to research it, but when you have that word terrorism and domestic terrorism, these words could easily bring red flags, even the algorithms within social media. You just giving examples, but you automatically labeled. YouTube does that all the time, certain keywords, and you could not be saying anything bad, but all of a sudden you flagged. Because this is a way of mind control, controlling the narrative, allegedly. Maybe I'm wrong. What you think? Does mind control exist? When you put out certain catastrophes, certain situations, and then you blame it on another party and you use that word that I just said, domestic terrorism, or terrorism in general, and then label a certain group and say it's their fault, and you put examples, it could be false narratives, then guess what? Then that target, that group is going to be zeroed in on. Because your media or your government already implement that and they talking about it heavily every day. And this is a certain brainwashing. Then you conditioned. And then you start to believe. That's the majority. That's the matrix. Now you're in the matrix. Just that's another take. Allegedly, what do Mr. Greatness know? Racism. Another great form of business. Because as long as you have different races actually fighting and arguing against each other, you have the real puppeteers that really controlling the narrative. Does that exist? Is that a form of mind control? Excuse me. Is that a form of mind control? Because again, if you have races fighting against one another and they getting physical, that means you need more jails, more police, more judges, more lawyers. Everybody, those law enforcement agencies and everybody's that I mentioned is getting paid for the hate that goes on. And as long as you bring up stereotypes and false narratives, then that'd be believable. Prime example with black folks, stereotyped. And because let's be for real, and I talked about this before, this is not something new. Black people, as an example, and let's be for real, we're not talking about you individual people that don't believe this stereotype, but your family and friends and four of your race believe this, so let's keep it 100. Black people is considered the scum of the earth. We consider the ones that do the most crimes. You gotta fear us, and only thing we know is to dance and sing, and we're not intelligent. And have babies all over the place. That's the stereotype. And in reality, if you really, that's a false narrative, because if you're just saying black people having babies all over the place or have the most children and stuff like that, what the hell is going on in China? The Asian community have babies on top of babies. Matter of fact, they even regulating that because the Chinese government is regulating, because Chinese population is huge, billions. So somebody is having sex. Somebody is having unprotected sex in China. What, you think all Chinese people are just, they get married? You don't think you got sluts in China? You don't think you got sluts in the Asian community? Try Vietnam, Philippines, prostitution in China. Come on now, let's be for real. But the perception, mind control. India have a large population, billions. The streets in the capital cities is flooded with Indians. Somebody is having sex there. What, you think all of them is married? You don't think you got sluts in India? Mind control. There's billions of people in India. But you just think it's just Africa and just black America. The only sluts is in the black community. But there's no ghettos in India. No ghettos in China. White people is just pure. There's no sluts in Europe. Try New Amsterdam. But it's perceived that it's just black folks in America is the biggest horse, because it's shown. They get the worst of worst black people and show them all over the world. See, BET could be shown, it's shown everywhere around the world. If you have cable, you have BET. You can see that. And it showed the worst of worst black folks. And then that's perception. You got gangsters, Chinese gangsters in China. Big time gangsters. Same level as your mafia. Italian mob, Russian mob, Indian mob. Biggest gangsters. Doing all the degenerate stuff in those countries. But they just show the Bloods and Crips in the United States. They, government, media, white controlled media, speak for real is what it is, put that image out there. The question is, why? Because is a systematic way to make black people the scum of the earth. And if it's a condition, why would you want to have a race, put down a race, and so bad if you're not in fear of them? If you don't think they are the greatest on the planet Earth, but you want to make them considered the worst. Why is that? Why are you so fearful? Why you gotta put that there? You want to paint every picture of other races is not doing bad, but you saying the black race is the worst of worst. But no other race in the world is the worst. Just black people. You must fear black people that much of their intelligence, their resilience, and who they are. To really be focused on that. Is this mind control? What do you think? And see, that stereotype goes all around the world and is indoctrinated in other races, and they believe that black folks, it's considered the worst of worst. And it's shown that way. And then you get some old white woman, when you see a black man like myself, as an example, in the elevator, she's clutching to her purse like I want her $25. Like or you get a white woman that just thinking that all black men is just dying for, flat butt, stringy hair. We just gotta kill ourselves. I just gonna be a monkey and just grab her and climb up a pole and like I'm dying, like I'm just gonna kill I can't help it. I need a white woman. That fantasy. Because you see a few black men that, got themselves a white woman, you thinking all black men is ready to kill themselves for a fat, overbeast white woman on top of that, on sight. It's this mind control. And people really believe that. Believe me, I don't have a desire. I'm going to tell you, I don't have a desire to grab up a white woman. And then double down, especially you talking about a fat, obese white woman. That I got to burn the desire, and then she's like looking at me like I want her. Seriously? Really? To put it bluntly, no. You know what? Let me slow it down, Mr. Greatness, because you could get wild with it. You could get wild with it. But that's a stereotype. That's a stereotype. And that's mind control. The population really believe that, all black men is going for this, white woman. She's so fantastic. Gotta have it. Amazing. Mind control. That's what's put out there. No, I'm just speaking. I'm just talking. This is part of the secrets of mind control. My perspective. These is examples which is put out here all day, every day. Religion is another perspective, a way of controlling the population. You have, let's say, in North America, and this might be triggering and offensive to y'all, and I'm not trying to be offensive, but I'm talking some truths here, not truths, but some truths in general. So this is something that we all think about in some form or fashion. North America is built off of Christian ideologies. You see it within government, aka court, and everyday life. Now, here's the mind control. In every Catholic church, Protestant church, any, let's say, white church, you can find even black church for that matter, there's a picture of a white Jesus, a representation of you. Everything is white. Go to a church, white fat babies, which is angels. You look up in the ceiling, the walls, you definitely see a white Jesus, white preacher, white everything. And if you basing it on the Bible, that's not the description of Jesus, right? If you are a Christian. And even, I don't even have to get into the verse. You can guys look that up. But here's the kicker though. What continent did these prophets live and born and raised? Moses, Noah. Noah's Moses' brother, Aaron, Jesus. Well, just speaking in general, what continent? Muhammad. For the most part, these great men, what continent they resided on? Africa. And if you want to say even the Middle East, because there's no really such thing as the Middle East, but let's just use that word, the Middle East and Africa. The original people of the Middle East and Africa, what was their color? What was their color? Were they white originally? If they come, why I thought white people coming from the Caucasus Mountains in Europe. That's their country. That's their continent. Black people's continent, Middle East, Africa. I'm thinking maybe Mr. Greatness is wrong. So, what about this Bible that you go to the church and I see a stringy-haired white man that is Jesus that I gotta worship? Now, people gonna say color don't matter. Okay, fine. Color don't matter, but obviously it matters to that Christian church that you go to because they got fat babies that's white and a white Jesus, so it matters to somebody. But they tell you it doesn't matter. But if it didn't matter, why would you put a picture in general? You should have no picture of nobody. You just walk into the church. No color. No picture of Jesus. No picture of any angels. But they have a picture of a white man. So color does matter to somebody. And in the Bible that you read, they show you in pictures of prophets and they white. That new Bible that you pick up and you're reading at the church showing pictures of a white Jesus or a white prophet. So color does matter to somebody. But I find it very funny where black people will tooth and nail argue with me and say color don't matter. It matters to somebody because you walk into that church, you see the color of Jesus. So if you was on the up and up, it shouldn't be no person showing. Is this a form of mind control? Who is implementing this? Government, media, church? Maybe Mr. Greatness is wrong. The secrets of mind control. See, there's many ways to dumb down the population, religion. And one of the reasons why a guy like Malcolm X got shot and killed is, my personal opinion, when he started becoming internationally known and traveling. When he went to Africa, that was pretty much it for him. Because when a person is becoming more international, as long as that person, that leader, is domestic, he's not really a threat. When that person becomes internationally known, and when he started getting at least 100,000 followers, and he started changing the minds of the people, aka Malcolm X, now he's no longer Malcolm X of Harlem. He's Malcolm X, now a world leader. That was a wrap for him. And he knew that too. Mind control. My personal opinion, what do Mr. Greatness know? Right? I'm a nobody, right? And you find this within the media with advertisements, advertising certain programs, certain shows, pushing certain agendas, aka homosexuality. Is this an agenda? Is this a form of mind control that we have to be accepted? Everybody got to accept homosexuality. Everybody got to accept. Look, let me give you this disclosure because I don't want people to be thinking, oh, you know, he hate gays. Oh, he want to do this to gays. Shut up. No, I have no problem. You could be whatever you want to be. And I constantly say this on different shows. Look, matter of fact, I see the hustle. This is a hustle. If you say you are homosexual, I mean, I'm not going to say that because I don't even want to fake it. But there's a lot of laws that is pushing for gay rights and gay environment and gay this and gay property and gay gang. So to push this agenda, and when I mention gays, I put it with the trans and all of that stuff, lesbian community, the LTBC, the Q, the fifth power, all of that, amen. Praise Lord. All of this here is this an agenda that is pushed, because if it's not, why is this agenda is pushed to the babies if this is not a form of mind control? Look, if you're a grown adult and you decide to be whatever you want to be, be whatever you want to be. Hell, I could say I'm a fly and get that notarized, and now I'm a fly. And if you discriminate against me, I take this to, federal court under discrimination, animal rights, insect rights, or human rights, whatever I want to think of, whatever suit my fancy. I could be talking like a weirdo like that. It's weird. We living in a weirdo world right now. So you could be whatever you want to be. I could just say I'm an elephant, and that's just how it goes. You cannot discriminate. I feel like an elephant today. I feel like a tiger on the Tuesday. I feel like a jackass every day sometimes talking to y'all. So, I mean, look, everything is wide open. That's the whole point. So, piggybacking what I'm saying before, look, you pushing the babies. The babies is this an agenda. They like 3-4 years old, and you have the clothing, the candies. They being indoctrinated with that in schools. And these are babies haven't developed their mind, and you pushing this gay agenda. Is this a form of mind control? Yes or no? Am I off? And like I said, you could be wherever you want to be, but why do the babies have to be? Why is this an agenda? Why this agenda is being pushed to the babies? That's my question. So is this a form of mind control? And I talked about the gay agenda on the previous show about a year and a half ago. Mind control, another form of mind control. Another form of mind control too is secret societies. Black magic, spells being cast. You got to be careful. This is on a different level, a local level. You got secret societies that locally. You got people out here that is devil worshippers, controlling you, using you as sacrifice, controlling your mind. There's so much on a bigger level or a local level you got to be careful. And this is, again, part of mind control, the secret societies. True or false? Maybe Mr. Greatness is off. So you have to be careful, very careful in this day and time. You really need to. And you have to be very careful even on, like I mentioned, on a very local level. This is not even dealing with government or media. Mind control could be individually on a local level. You know, men and women. You got to be careful who you meet. Because you don't know if they're a devil worshiper or whoever they are. Like men, I use men, for men as an example, me being a male man. You gotta be careful of the women that you interact with, and especially you men out here in these streets, you young men out here that is just out here wilding out, fornicating, whatever. You can't. This is not like the days of old men, let's say 30, 40, 50 years ago, where number one, it wasn't social media, cameras around, and there's still females have I would say a light in their brain. And what I mean by that, they still had morals and standards. It was they wasn't as cutthroat if you're talking about 50, 60 years ago, whatever. In this day and time, these women out here, a lot of them is a bunch of Satanists, undercover Satanists. And I talk about this on a show about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago. Women performing witchcraft, and they doing a lot of sorcery. You gotta be careful who you eat from, where you eat, because these women will poison your food. They will do strange things to your food, defecate in your food, like put their urine in their food. That's what I mean, or doodle in your food, and put their menstrual cycle, their period in their food and stuff. There's so many wicked things that these women is doing, and they really, a lot of them is a bunch of undercover Satanists. They don't believe in the Lord. They don't believe in a higher power, because if they did, they wouldn't be acting like the way they are. If they really was about morals and standards and the information that is in the scriptures, they wouldn't be acting like the way they do. So they performing mind control on a lower level, controlling your mind through sex and everything else, and being puppeteers and trying to mess with your brain. You got to be very careful, men, with that. And I could give the reversal with women. You got to be careful of men out here that you think because they tall, light-skinned, cute, and so forth, they favorable. These men out here, got men out here that do you wrong too, and very psychotic, and will do evil stuff to you. And ladies, you have to be careful as well. We living in this time. You don't know who's who. It's wickedness among the land at a high level. So you have to be very careful. This leads on to being able to control your mind. learning to control your mind. One is fasting, meditation, proper exercise, proper breathing, proper breathing. Always evaluating yourself on a daily basis, what you need to do, accomplish certain things. Train up your mind to be strong. That's something like building psychic self-defense. Because if your mind is strong, you can withstand all of the negatives on the local level or a federal level, I would say. I use that term. You have to condition your mind every day. And the basics, learning to breathe. Believe me, that makes a difference. You get clarity. When you're feeling stressed, you won't make improper decisions or slow your mind down. Meditation. You have to protect your mind. You only have one brain. Mind control is real. You go to a local store, and let's say in the men's department or the women's department, you just see clothes there. Let's say your favorite jeans, or let's say some jeans, a selection of jeans. I want you to think on this. This is men and women. Let me know if this is a form of mind control. You only allowed to pick, let's say there's 5 jeans in Walmart, and it be men's or women's. And you go there, you want to buy a pair of jeans, but it's only 5. They only put 5 pair. You picking one of those 5 pair. That's it. You are given only 5. You have no other choice. But so maybe you don't want those jeans from that 5 locations. You want a different style, different pair of jeans, but you are given only 5 selections. So your mind is controlled to pick one of those 5. There's no 6 or 7, there's only 5. You condition to pick those and then say and stick with that. Why? Because Walmart is a big conglomerate, which they do mass advertisement. They're allowed to do mass advertisement, and they are the flagship of buying items. So that's just one of quite a few, but you are conditioned to go to them and them only. How can I say that? Because that's just one of the major companies that is billionaires, making billions and billions of dollars every year. So obviously, they're getting us as the people to focus on them. That's how they're able to stay rich. But you are never given the option or never promoted within media to create your own pair of jeans with your own style. Why? Because you're conditioned. Now, I know you might not understand me. Now, I know a lot of you say, well, I could go to another store. I could go to this and that. I get that. But when you go to the next store, the clothing is similar. Let me even get deeper. Most women is conditioned to wear tights. Maybe this is a better example. And their excuse is that's all it is tights. Or it feels comfortable. It's just put on and go. It's easier. You conditioned to wear tights now. Tights is in. You see morning, noon, and night, even at workplaces, women wearing tights / leggings. You conditioned. One time, tights and leggings was only for the gym and the house. Now it's being worn everywhere. At the workplace, gym, streets, everywhere. How many times you find or see a woman, a young lady, maybe 18 years old or 15, or a young girl, wearing a dress, everyday dress, a nice flowing dress, going to school? Matter of fact, no, she's conditioned to wear tights. The only people that will wear dresses is women that is following a certain religion or a certain way of life. The Puritans, Quakers, or other religious groups. But most women in society is conditioned to wear tights, old and young. And matter of fact, it got so bad in most of the stores, that's what they will sell. So is this not a form of mind control? My question from me to you. See, this is how it goes. Even the men is conditioned to wear certain things. Men is conditioned to wear certain feminine outfits. Condition. Mind control. The secrets of mind control. It starts at the top. Government, media, companies. Or I put it like this. Government, companies, media, you. Pharmaceutical companies. Let's say for a person that has diabetes, you conditioned to take metformin or take insulin, a needle, for life. Not once they tell you about teas, natural teas that you could take to lower your sugar. And if you take these teas and change your diet, not once it will tell you it can eradicate your diabetes, because it's just the raise of your sugar, and that's because of the insulin in your body, your kidneys and liver is not filtering properly, and so forth, so on, and now your sugar is running high because you clogged up. You have a lot of inflammation in your body. You have to detox yourself, and that will help lower your sugar. And as you get older, your metabolism slow down, so you got to exercise. Some people is young and get it, but again, it's dealing with your diet, and you have to change up your diet. But they don't tell you that. They'll push taking the pill. This pill will help you. And if you go to the health store, that's going to witch doctors. And these health stores basically is damn well banned, or shadow banned, I would say. That's just a form. Is this a form of mind control? Big Pharma. And I just use that as an example, but there's other cases which they will have their pills versus natural products. All of this is part of the secrets of mind control. And you are the sheep. This is how it goes. Tips to control your mind. Back to that. Practice mindful, meditation and as I mentioned, breathing exercises. And always give yourself positive affirmations. Instead of putting yourself down. Take time in the day to slow your mind. Especially you have a lot of things in your mind, because this is a tough world out here. So much distractions. Try to avoid negative thoughts. And you evaluate yourself. Things that you can do better. And better self-awareness. Identify patterns, that can cause you like unwanted thoughts. Or a bad attitude, I should say. Challenge yourself. Be your biggest critic. Learn to always strive to do best. You gotta exercise. That's whether it's in the house or at the gym, you gotta put in the work. And just rest. Proper rest is very important. And if you need to, write it down. Write down your thoughts on a daily basis of what you need to do. Some of you individuals might need a therapist or a life coach or a trusted friend. And I mean a trusted friend. Not somebody that's going to snitch And there's a lot of snitches out here, so it's hard to find one. But if you can, that's great. And keep the negative people away from you, family, friends, or foe, because they're not going to do anything for you but just be pessimistic and give you bad advice or negative advice. Visualization is very important. Visualize your accomplishments that you're trying to get and see it through, and it will manifest. Try to have less distractions. Don't let... Sometimes you got to put down the phone, turn off the TV, and listen to me, of course. Joke. But I still would like for you to listen to me. And just read. Read important books to strengthen your mind. Have long-term goals, short-term goals. I've given you about a good 15 different topics, information to help strengthen your mind, because you need that when you're dealing with society, because there's no joke out here. Hopefully this information I've given you can help you, because I gave you a little history of mind control and who implement that. I could go on deeper with the history of it, but then it could turn out not negative. Now I'm starting to sound fearful, but there's a level of fear that you do have to have, because you can't be stuck on stupid, because as you move around in society, this is like the art of war. You got to know and pick and choose your battles. You just can't say anything and everything, because you are in this society, and there's powers that be that are powerful and will utilize their skills against you. And let's be for real, I'm not in power or anything like that, but there's still, at the end of the day, you can't be so scared to not put information out there, to not talk about certain information. But again, when you talk about certain information, just know that you're not going to be the president of the United States. Just know you're not going to be no top-notch politician, because when you start talking like this, you're not going to be promoted in those higher levels of society. Just know that. That's the price you pay for talking like this. So the best you can do is find your own niche within life and make your money quietly and live a comfortable life and strengthen your mind. Stay to yourself. Be the best person you can until the chariots come for all of us, or the few, not the many. And then you can stay and live a blissful life in the next life. Thank you for listening.